Hey, what's going on guys? Ash here, back again with another Super Sentai related video. And once again, we're talking about Avataro Sentai DonBrothers. Now, I didn't think I'd end up making this video, but there's been some interesting rumors going around with this brand new Super Sentai coming out next year. And one of those rumors going around is a CGI team or CGI team members. So, if you haven't heard the rumors going around with this Super Sentai, supposedly there's going to be 2 human characters and 3 CGI characters, and those 3 CGI characters are a pheasant, a monkey, and a dog. Now that sounds vaguely familiar. Hopefully I put up the reference up in editing. So, there's meant to be 2 human characters and 3 CGI characters. And we're not entirely sure if these CGI characters are going to be CGI Rangers, like the Rangers are going to morph and there'll be CGI Rangers on screen. We're not entirely sure about that. But it's an interesting concept if it's going to happen. Now, this year we got Zenkaija, where we had 2 human characters if you count the Gold Ranger, and then the other members were robots, there were mechs, there were people in costumes, and it was an interesting concept when it was announced, and whether you love or hate Zenkaija, I think people liked Zenkaija. Like, I haven't heard that much complaining about it here and there. Insert one guy who's probably going to come into my comment section and complain about Zenkaija, but there's been rumors floating around about these CGI members for the upcoming Super Sentai team. And I've been cautiously optimistic about it, but then there's the other part of me that doesn't really care because Japan has never gotten CGI right when it comes to certain stuff. Like, Japan, they always have weird CGI when it comes to live action. I guess they haven't fully grasped it yet. It is what it is. A small nitpick. But it's not going to bother me that much, depending on how much movement and action we're going to get, because one of my theories is, with these CGI members, like the dog, the pheasant, the monkey, I'm guessing they're going to be cute little mascots, and then they're going to morph into people with spandex, with helmets and stuff, and they're going to be kicking butt and fighting and stuff like that. That's one of my speculations with what the characters might do. That's one of my theories going around. Unless someone also theorized it, then props to you. But that's one of my main theories. Like, they're going to be CGI creatures that turn into, like, live-action rangers. But if we get CGI rangers, like proper CGI rangers, spandex and helmet and stuff like that, that's going to be really weird with how they handle the fights, like, against the grunts and stuff. Like, that's what weirds me out, like, how they're going to handle that. Like, how are they going to handle that? Like, that's what I'm very curious about if these rumors are true. Like, how are they going to execute, like, grunt fights and monster of the week fights and stuff like that when the Rangers have to team up? Are the live action characters going to do most of the fighting, and the CGI characters will, like, stand back and do their own thing? We have no idea. But then again, these are all rumors at this point, so I don't know what to expect. But at the end of the day, whether these rumors are true, we're getting CGI Rangers or we're not, as long as the show is good, as long as the story is good, and this Super Sentai series can keep me invested from week to week, then I'm fine with that, because there's been a lot of, like, Toku series, whether it's Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, where not everyone likes the suit, but they like the story, or vice versa. Like, usually when it comes down to Super Sentai, the suits aren't the main attraction. It's not what we tune in for. It's the stories, it's the characters, it's the mechs and stuff like that. Like, not always the mechs, but it's the story and the characters and the journey they go on is what we tune in for every week. Like, if you're only tuning in to, like, stare at the suits, and you do you, but if they have an interesting story to tell with this Super Sentai, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Like, Zenkaija lost me halfway through, and when I mean halfway through, I mean by episode 12, I kind of gave up. But I'm willing to give this brand new Super Sentai series a try and see how much I can watch and see if it's good or not. Now, we don't know anything about it at this point, but hey, when the first episode drops, I'm definitely going to give it a watch. And even if we do get CGI Rangers, I'm not going to be too mad about it, because at the end of the day, this show is targeted for Japan and the Japan audience. I'm not going to be yelling and screaming and be like, Toei, you have mocked me for the last time, how dare you? I'm not going to be like that. But I'll watch the first episode, see if I like it or not, maybe I'll keep tuning in. But I have to keep in mind that these shows aren't always targeted for me. Like, their audience isn't for like Ash and over in the West watching this show. It's for its Japan target audience. So I've got to keep that in mind. So with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. What do you think of the possibility of CGI Rangers? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Tell me in the comment section down below. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Special thanks to all the YouTube members and Patreon supporters. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. If you want to get shouted out like Swagger4 or Andrew McCoyle, join the Patreon or become a YouTube member for special perks on the channel and stuff like that. With that said, once again, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day or night. Peace out. Take care. Bye.